There is something refreshing about research that points us towards simple, accessible interventions, especially when it comes to emotional well-being and cognitive health in older adulthood. A new meta-analysis looking at low-dose omega-3 supplements has done just that, bringing together years of data and showing that even a modest daily fish oil capsule may help support better mood regulation and slow the trajectory of cognitive decline in adults over 55. These findings don't promise dramatic transformation, but instead offer something far more realistic and encouraging: a gentle, consistent boost to emotional resilience and long-term brain health, using a tool that is safe, affordable, and widely available. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, are foundational to brain structure and function. Our neurons rely on them to maintain flexible cell membranes, support neurotransmitter activity, and calm down low-grade inflammation that tends to accumulate with age. Yet most adults, especially older adults, consume far less omega-3 than recommended. The new meta-analysis reviewed dozens of randomized controlled trials involving adults in midlife and older age and found that even low-dose supplementation, far below the levels seen in clinical psychiatric interventions, was linked to measurable improvements in emotional steadiness and subjective well-being. One of the most promising findings involved mood regulation. Participants taking omega-3s reported not only fewer episodes of low mood, but also smoother emotional reactivity, fewer abrupt swings, less irritability, and an easier time maintaining a sense of balance during everyday stress. These aren't small wins. For many older adults, mood stability is just as important as avoiding depressive episodes. A steadier internal climate makes social connection easier, supports motivation, and helps maintain independence. Scientists believe this effect occurs because EPA-rich omega-3s modulate inflammatory cytokines and influence serotonin signaling, both of which can shape emotional resilience. Equally encouraging were the cognitive findings. The meta-analysis showed that adults over 55 who took low-dose fish oil exhibited slower rates of age-related cognitive decline, particularly in domains such as processing speed, attention, and executive function. This does not imply prevention of dementia, but rather a meaningful slowing of the typical cognitive drift that occurs across the decades. The researchers noted that omega-3s may help maintain synaptic plasticity, protect brain cells from oxidative stress, and improve microvascular blood flow, each of which supports clearer thinking and sharper memory. And for those who worry about cost, this is where the study shines even more. The trials included in the meta-analysis typically used doses that cost only a few dollars per week. The benefits did not require high-end or specialized formulations. In fact, the analysis found that once-daily, moderate EPA capsules, readily found in pharmacies and grocery stores, were sufficient to produce the emotional and cognitive gains observed. This democratizes the intervention, making it practical not only for individuals but also for community programs, senior centers, and public health strategies aimed at healthy aging. Another important point is safety. Omega-3 supplements have a long track record of safe use. While people on blood-thinning medications should consult their physicians, the vast majority of older adults tolerate them extremely well. In the reviewed trials, side effects were minimal, typically limited to mild digestive complaints that often faded quickly. This is a powerful advantage compared to other mood-influencing interventions, which sometimes carry significant side effect burdens. What makes these findings especially hopeful is that omega-3s fit naturally into a broader lifestyle approach. They pair synergistically with habits that many older adults are already trying to cultivate: balanced eating patterns, gentle exercise, better sleep, and maintaining social engagement. When combined with these healthy behaviors, omega-3s may help create a cumulative protective effect, small biological improvements adding up over time to support a more vibrant, emotionally steady, cognitively resilient life. Looking ahead, the results of the meta-analysis may inspire more targeted research. Scientists are beginning to explore how omega-3s interact with microbiome health, blood-brain barrier integrity, and even genetic risk factors for dementia. Some researchers propose that low-dose supplementation could become a standard recommendation for midlife adults, not as a treatment, but as a form of nutritional maintenance for the brain. If future trials continue to confirm these trends, fish oil may eventually take its place alongside vitamin D and magnesium as one of the core supplements that gently support aging populations. Of course, omega-3s are not magic, and they cannot replace medical care or strong social support. But the message from the meta-analysis is both clear and empowering. Simple nourishment matters. The brain remains responsive to small acts of self-care, even in later decades. And by providing the raw materials the nervous system needs to stay flexible, calm, and energized, omega-3s help adults over 55 maintain not only cognitive function but also the emotional balance that makes everyday life feel more manageable and more fulfilling. In a field often dominated by expensive treatments and dramatic claims, the quiet strength of this research stands out. A modest supplement taken daily, costing little, with minimal risk, appears capable of offering real support to the aging mind. For many people, that is more than good news. It is an invitation to take simple steps toward a brighter, steadier, more resilient future.